Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in on our YouTube and Facebook pages. Shout out to our radio partners, Fluent Media Network, Philly Jams 95.3, and Indie 101.5. Tonight's show is powered by Live Long Health, Paris Ice Bar, Copajn Vodka, Fiya Infusions, and Lavish Looks by MzMetchi. Be sure to tap in with us every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, honey, and don't forget, the MzMetchi Show comes on every Monday at 11 a.m. It's showtime. Let's get it.
Yo, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I know what you should be doing. I'm the pride of the Eastside DJ MzTutter, and you need to tune into the Blueprint Live with MzMetchi.
Yo, what's happening in? What's happening in? Ow! It's about $2, Fabo. Bankhead, Fabo. Ow! Hey, man, check this out. I want y'all to tune in right now to the Blueprint Live with MzMetchi. And I want you to tune in every Thursday at 6:30 Central Time. Ah! Ow! Fabo!
What it do? Your favorite cousin Young Jock checking in. And right now you're tuned into the Blueprint Live with my favorite MzMetchi, all right? Hey, man, you know what it is. Keep doing what you're doing and keep it right here. Chill.
Thursday. We back. And I'm paying pretty. My special guest, y'all, is lit tonight. Let's go. We just gonna rock out real quick because I got permission to play the song. I got my Don't call me. You just want to skip and just be a pretty girl. Hold on. They not ready. Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. Happy Thursday. For those that can see this, if you got power and internet, I'm happy that you're here. Thank you for tuning in with me. Now, look, if y'all was rocking just like how I was, because, baby, let me tell you, I have been getting my life this week with my special guest, her project, Back Outside, which is actually perfect because we have been trapped in our homes for the last few days, but then we are back outside. I have, for tonight's guest, y'all, in my virtual backstage, I have Shatori Shanelle joining me. Okay, she hails from Cali. Okay, let's give it up for the West Coast showing love to the Midwest tonight. Y'all, such an amazing story in terms of I try to bring y'all dope people, and I love when the algorithm, and I get to meet other dope women, specifically Black women. Let me be clear. Okay. I'm just saying. If you all like that song, that was Paid and Pretty. Okay, that's on Back Outside. That is her new album that is out right now. It is available everywhere. So you all make sure that y'all go and show her some love, add that to your playlist, stream a few songs. Okay, listen to the entire album. But I need y'all to get in tune with her. Now, if you are tuning in with us on Facebook and YouTube tonight, thank you so much. Please take a moment after tonight's show. Everyone that I mentioned will be hyperlinked to the episode. I just ask you to take 1 second and to go and drop a like or subscribe to their YouTube channels, Facebook pages. Let's support each other. Y'all know how we do it over here at the Blueprint Live, okay? And of course, if you're interested in advertising with me, those opportunities are always available because I love y'all down. Visit MzMetchi.com or the bpmediaco.com for more information. And of course, where will we be without our amazing radio partners? Shout out to Fluent Media Network, Philly Jams 95.3, and Indie 101.5. If you missed any of tonight's show, you all can catch the replay. Catch the replay with our radio partners every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And of course, the Blueprint Live is available anywhere that you listen to your favorite shows. What's going on over here? Hey, what's going on? Yes. Hey, Ricky, thank you so much. Look, y'all rocking with me tonight. I have a really, really dope show. I cannot wait to bring on my special guest. Y'all just hold on. We going through our church announcement. And if you haven't already, make sure that you're following MzMetchi and the BP Media Co. on all platforms. I've got some really exciting things and activations that are coming up for anyone that's in the Chicagoland area or that can get near. Let me be clear, because I don't know about y'all, I'm traveling. But I got a lot of things that I want to kind of bring you in on. And if we can hang out and go and do it together, I'd love for you guys to be there. Now, last but not least, shout out to my amazing sponsors, Live Long Health, Copajn Vodka, Pretty Curvy Savage, and Fiya Infusion. They make it so that every time that I am on air, I'm bringing you what's new around you, but also the who's who of people that you need to know. Now, our topic, it's been 2 months since I've been on. So, we got to talk a little sugar honey iced tea. So things I'm not going for ever again. Okay. We got to bring the dramatics because that's just what we do. If you are new to our broadcast tonight, please drop your business in the comments. I know y'all like to scroll past y'all family and friends, their businesses, their music, their books, their events. You can drop their stuff too. Okay. We don't do hateration or holleration. So drop it in the comments. There is somebody that needs what you have to offer. So don't be ashamed. Drop it so that we can connect with you. I literally, after every episode, I go back and anybody that I am not following, I will always go and hit that follow button because, that's free. Come on now, y'all. People act like it costs $39.99 to just drop a little heart. I'm like, damn, you seen it already. Get in tune now. Get in tune. Now, for tonight, let me give you this before, because I want to get it set up for my very special guest tonight. Now, I tell you all that with social media, you got to use social media in the right way. And I love it, again, when my algorithm does this thing where dope people just pop up before me. Okay. It's like the For You page. I love my friends on TikTok, but baby, if we friends on there already, if I don't see you on the For You page, I don't know what to say. So I like to meet my new friends. Okay. And this time, TikTok blessed me on this one. I came across Shatori's page on TikTok. And let me just describe the thing to you because I did not ask her for permission for the video, but I'm gonna share it when I can. She was singing the song that I just played for you guys, and cute, honey. She got the black and blue. I'm just like, oh, honey, she's a chocolate baddie. I was just like this, yes. I was sitting over there. I was sitting on my side of the phone, clocking my teeth, and I'm listening to the music, and I said, she had bars. Okay, this is a lyricist. Honey, she wasn't getting on there talking about her charcuterie board. She was talking about real things, real lyrics. Okay, but let's take it back to the real lyrics. Where are the girlies that are rapping? Okay, so I immediately reached out because I'm just like, girl, where are you from? Who are you? What is going on? How are we not connected already? And much to my surprise, she was totally willing to come on and to share her story and her artistry with the Blueprint Live audience. So y'all, I want y'all to be at home clocking your teeth and snapping your fingers and show some love for my special guest tonight, Shatori Shanelle. Now, are you ready, sis? Can I get a thumbs up if you good? I think she's good to go. I think she's good. Hold on, let me bring her in right now. Hey. Ma'am.
So happy to be here.
Me too. I was the girl, but we were already having our little moment before I went live. But I thank you for taking time out tonight.
No, thank you. I keep saying that. Thank you, because I've only been out. You got to realize I've only been out a month. I've only been out. I just started a month ago. So I'm like, I feel like God knew who to put me with first. He said, she's first. Let's
wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. You haven't interviewed before? So have we?
No.
Where's the horns? I need sound effects. Hold on immediately. Where are they at? I need something. I don't have. And you know what? I'm gonna find. Okay. Not. We didn't pop the interview cherry, but girl.
Yeah, this is it. This is the first one.
You didn't tell me that. You did not.
I didn't even think so because everything is starting to happen so fast. I didn't even think to say that, but yes, no, I've never been interviewed before. This is my first one, and I literally just started dropping a month ago.
So, okay, look, with that being said, I've told them about your project Back Outside. So with that being said, can you take me back to the beginning of when you started, songwriting and when you started rapping, kind of give us a little bit of an overview of your journey.
Okay, so I've always been a songwriter. I started songwriting since at like 7 years old. So I've always been a songwriter, and I've always been into poetry heavy. I won poetry contests when I was in high school. So I've always been a writer. But it wasn't until my brother died in a car crash. And my brother's name is Tori. I'm Shatori. His name is Tori. And like, that's my like other half, you know, and I was going through so much turmoil that like I needed an outlet, you know? So I just was like, okay, well, let me just start writing raps to my brother. That's how it started. I just literally was like, okay, I'm about to start writing raps to my brother because I need an outlet. And so I just started writing. But then I was like, wait, this sounds kind of good. I think I might be on to something. So then I called my grandma. I was in the garage writing it. I called my grandma. I'm like, Grandma, come listen to this. What you think? Because I know she's gonna say the truth. She's gonna tell me, no, you ain't got it, or yes, you got it. When I wrote it, like, and I showed it to my grandma said, oh my gosh, like, you got it. Like, so she's the way she was hyped, like, oh, I got it.
Yeah, that's
So,
amazing.
and then I feel like what really solidified it was like just showing like my best friend and like my sister. I have this old song from like around 7 years ago. It's called Can't Relate. And my sister is one of the toughest, like she's hard to win over. So and when I seen her light up, I said, okay, I must really be working with something here.
For sure. You know, I told you before we got on, you know, naturally I get a lot of submissions as far as music is concerned. And it was, for me, I listened to the project from the intro, the Back Outside intro, all the way into the very last song. And it had me, it told such a beautiful story. So you know, if you can just share with my audience, because they probably haven't had a chance to listen yet.
Okay.
But can you share with them just some of the things that you touched on with the album, and just what was going on with you at that time when you got ready to?
So I was in a position where I had made the decision that I was going to move forward with a divorce. And so I was it was a really scary season because not only am I deciding that I'm going to move forward with a divorce, but now I also have a 1-year-old who has been diagnosed with level 3 autism. So I'm in this headspace of like, can I do this on my own? Like, yeah. But he said one line to me, my ex-husband. He said, yeah, no one's going to want you with a kid. Like, who's going to want you with a kid? Yeah. The moment he said that, Back Outside was birthed. Literally. Like, that was the moment that I said, okay, bet. Like,
right. Like, challenge accepted.
Okay, bet. So I was like, it lit a fire under me. Like, you know, I'm not gonna let this divorce take everything from me. Like, I had dreams before you. I'm gonna have dreams after you. I was a rapper when I was with you. I'm even as a single mom, I'm going to be a rapper and I'm going to be a single mom too. You know, I'm not going to let that stop me. That's why you hear such a strength in the project, because it was like, it was real. It was like, man, I'm in this position where I never expected to be a single mom, you know, and that was my first real relationship. That was like, really, I thought that was it. So having to go from the mindset of like, okay, I'm going to be married and we're going to do this together, to I'm a single mom to a beautiful special needs little girl. And now I got to figure out how am I going to make this happen on my own. And that's why throughout the project, you see like songs like, okay, we gonna see, because I'm right back outside. You got the intro, right? But then you see, like, I feel like I'll never let you drown. You see me telling a story about like how dark things got and like how my grandma really helped pull me out of that. Like, you know, and
the time I got to her voicemail, I'm like, Lord, I am fighting tears right now. I'm like, y'all killing me this.
Yes, like she my grandma, like you could do this. My grandma, my mom, my best friend, like my sister, they all like really rallied behind me. Like, we're not going to let you fail. Failure is not an option. And I really think that's why I didn't fail. It wasn't just because, you know, I just had all this strength, you know, it was because I had strong women behind me, letting me know that like failure is not an option, you know?
Yeah. I kind of want to know, because, you know, and you and I, we had such a great conversation before we came on tonight. But you know how when you're dealing with those things, that it's like it's so deeply personal, and then you do decide to share. What was that moment for you? Because naturally, you can create music, and some people create songs that never see the light of day to the public. But when was that moment for you, Shatori, where you wanted to? You're like, hey, I've taken my pain and put it into the music, and now I'm going to share it with the public no matter what, right? Because I would
Yeah.
imagine like that's such a tricky situation with
Yeah,
the
it is.
and everything, like
It is because you gotta be ready for like whatever the consequences that may come with sharing your story and sharing your truth, right?
yes.
But at the same time, I understood that a lot of women are going through this. Like, this is like, and music is like my lifeline. I love concerts. I'm always at a concert. I'm always like, it really can lift you out of some very dark places. So for me, the project, though I wrote it from what I was going through, I also like really was thinking about other women and even other dads, other men that may be going through divorce and separation, you know what I mean? And trying to get their strength back, so it really was like, I just knew that it was a testimony that needed to be shared, because I personally feel like to leave a marriage and to go on and be a single mom to a special needs child and to still be able to follow your dreams, that's a testimony. And it's a testimony, and for God to be able to even provide in a way for that I can do it, that I can have good quality stuff, so I just felt like it was a story that needed to be told, because yes, it's my story, but this is also a lot of people's stories. A lot of people are going through the court system and, having their hard days and trying to keep afloat, so for me, it was really about just like, okay, yeah, I could keep this to myself, but I have like I think it's Miles Monroe. He has a sermon called like Die Empty. And I really live by that. Like, give it all you got. Like, when you leave this earth, you want to make sure you gave everything,
Right. I gave it my all, baby. I don't have
yeah.
So, there were a lot of things that I personally noticed as a listener. So I wanted to kind of like talk about it. I felt like you touched on betrayal and, of course, the divorce, grief, spirituality, and something that I felt like kept coming up was confidence. Just in terms of like, it was almost like listening to the project, like you were taking us on the journey of what was going on, but also rebuilding. I don't know. It's kind of weird to describe, but it's like I felt like we were on a journey with you as listeners, and so I want to know with some of those things, because naturally they all kind of weigh a lot, right? Which one was probably the most challenging to attack on the project for you?
I think, okay. So I really was intentional with the order of the songs. So I was definitely intentional. That's why we end with know better, do better, because now I know better. By the end, I know better, so I do better.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But I would say the hardest part to tackle, I would say it was songs like Paid and Pretty. Like it, because I guess like more of like Chanel from the P, Paid and Pretty, those songs were a little harder because I wasn't like, I wrote it, but I was going through a hard time. So it was like, so I think sometimes it's like when you're like, sometimes you're writing to yourself to feel better, if that makes sense.
You're writing to your future self.
Yeah, writing to your future self. Yes, it's like you right now, like I'm right now Paid and Pretty, and it's like I'm trying to figure out how I'm about to make these ends meet, because I just EFG. Like
you like, hey, what if you find that? Can I clip them?
But it was so positive, and it's like eventually it became real for me. You know what I mean? So it's like I do think it's like that. Those ones were a little harder in a sense of just kind of like writing something that I'm not necessarily in that mood, and that's something that is really difficult to do sometimes, because it's like songs like Back Outside intro came effortless. Like there's like songs like Know Better, Do Better also, that was effortless, because that's just how I feel. That's the real story. But songs like Paid and Pretty, it's like, okay, I'm really having to go into the future and see my future self.
Yeah. And I think what was so crazy for me, Paid and Pretty was the song of how I ended up like connecting with you, right?
Mhm.
And it wasn't until we talked a little bit more, learning what the album was, like where it was coming, where it was birthed from. It's so crazy hearing that now. So of course it brings me now. You're new to the Blueprint Live, but you're a friend of the show now. So I
Yes.
have to, yes, I have to. I got to put you on the spot. But
Okay.
not
Okay.
everyone that comes on the show, they have to pick a favorite of something. So this is my challenge to you.
Okay.
From the album,
Okay.
what were your top 3 songs? I
Okay. You know what's
know
so
that's
funny?
hard.
Because my top 3 were so different from everybody else's top 3. That's what really
Hold on,
killed me.
I'm gonna pull up the list while we look, because I remember the order of everything, but
Okay.
I look at it alongside. So what's your 3, and I'm gonna tell you my 3.
Okay. So SOS.
Okay.
Okay. I would say Know Better, Do Better.
Okay.
And then if I gotta choose, it's definitely Wish You Well.
Okay. Wish You Well.
You got Wish You Well?
I have Wish You Well personally, because I'm not gonna lie, I listened to that song and now, okay, let's be clear. Wish You Well came before Paid and Pretty on the album, from me listening to it on Spotify. It should all be in the same order. But it was that was when I first started to feel that little tear. Like I'm just like this. I'm like, did she put into words how I have felt? So that was the first one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I personally liked I mean, it's hard with 3. Definitely Know Better and Do Better too, because I felt I really like it was, you could see the whole evolution from the album. But I'm not gonna lie, it's between, my third one is between the Back Outside intro, Straight Up Out the Bay, and probably the I'll Never Let You Drown. Like, and while I understand those 3 are different, they would be the ones fighting for the third spot, because they all brought something different. I felt something from the music.
Yeah, and I actually love I'll Never Let You Drown too. It's hard for me to listen to that one, but that's definitely, like, of course, will always be the top of the top for me, But I was gonna say you were the first person to put Wish You Well in the top 3, and that's how I know we here.
Yeah.
We here.
I was trying to see what when I saw that, I said I got to see what her zodiac is, because she's giving me she's I don't know, what is your sign?
I'm Cancer.
Oh, that's crazy. So look, I'm a Taurus. I am surrounded by Cancer. I love all of my Cancerian people.
Everybody do, because we are lovers. We are lovers,
Yeah.
Like,
y'all booty too. You took us on some different moves on the album, sis. Let me be clear. I love it, but it's good. Like, it's good energy. I was like this. I listened to it and I said, oh. I'm like, oh, she knows ball.
No, but you know why I love Wish You Well so much? Is because it's honest. It's very honest. Like, because it's like, I feel like, being like a Christian woman, it's like, there's this whole, like, okay, forgive. And it's like, I don't get me wrong. Yes, I'm all for forgiving, but it's like, I can't sit here and lie and act like I'm about to, like, Lord forgive me, but I'm not about to put you on my prayer list and all that. Like, I can't lie about that. I'm not there. Maybe at some point I will be, but as of right now, I'll never wish you bad, but I would never wish you well.
It was so honest. It genuinely was. Like, I felt like that when I listened to it. And like, she put words to the feelings that I've had in the past. Like, I don't know, girl, it just took me on a whole little trip. Let me be very clear, okay? But yeah, hold on. Jocelyn said she had to let him know. She did.
Oh, I love you,
Jocelyn. Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Now, I want to know this. From the time that you started writing to now, Back Outside has been released, how do you feel that it's kind of like changed you in terms of just like the woman that's showing up today?
You know what? It's really pushing me, because I think, like, a lot. So I've experienced a lot of trauma, and a lot of death, and so one of the biggest things is, like, I expected my grandma to be here for this. This is what we talked about. Like, you know what I mean? She got to see the project before, you know, she passed, and it was unexpected, you know? And so for me, I really can see the growth in the sense that like I'm pushing myself to like, even on those days where I'm grieving and I'm struggling with grief, I'm still responding to people. I'm still like, okay, yes, send me the beat. Okay, you want to do, people like inbox me for features, like different things like that. I'm like, okay, still show up, like keep showing up, even with like a heavy heart, because it's like, though this is a beautiful thing that has happened and I've given birth to something so beautiful, it's also a reminder of, dang, it didn't look like what I thought it would, because I thought my grandma, my best friend, like that's, I thought she would be here to see this, you know? So I really do feel like, you know, I'm stretching myself and I'm pushing myself to go to live beyond my feelings. You know what I mean? And still honoring like, okay, I do feel this way, but still get up and do one thing, even if it's just one thing, and just getting back to one DM, still get up and do it, you know? So I do feel like it's pushing me in that way to like, and it's like in my mind, I'm like, okay, you said this is what you want. You said you want this. And the way to get there is by consistently showing up every day, you know?
Yeah. And you know, to that effect, you know, of course I shared with everyone that's been listening that we connected on TikTok and everything. So I wanted to know, with just how you present yourself, if you can just drop a gem to any other aspiring artist, you know, that might be listening in at some point. But you know, when you're scrolling on social media, you only have a few seconds to capture the attention of those that are, you know, kind of tuning in. What advice could you give to a new artist that might be a little bit afraid to put themselves out there and promote their music?
Oh, okay, that's a good one. I'll say keep at least 2 to 3 people around you that you trust,
Mm-hmm.
that you know are your hype man. Like they are they like you got this. Like, because the reason why I'm saying that is because when you do, this is something that I'm experiencing right now as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
You do put yourself out there, especially when you start doing numbers, and if it circulates, also a lot of hate comes with that. And this has been very new for me, because I've never like I've never promoted myself on a larger scale before. I'm new to it.
Okay.
So it's like I have like my mom speaking life into me, my best friend speaking life into me, my sister speaking life into me. You know, that's really important, because as you go on the journey, people are going to tell you, no, it should sound like this. No, it should be like that. You don't got it. You're trash. You're ugly. People have said all kind of things like to me, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, but I've been hearing it all like lately, you know? So I've had to really like take a step back and like just like draw from my like support system to like continue to remind me of like who I am, you know? So I know like it's scary to do it, but the thing is that like you don't ever want to look back and have regrets. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So it's like just go for it, and then have your hype man with you when it's like when it gets tough, they gonna fill you back up, and then just keep moving at it.
That's right. I think that, I mean, hey, that's pretty solid advice. And also those hype people, like, share, repost, you know, subscribe to those things too, you know. Now with you, you know, because girl, I wouldn't have never known that everything was just so new because of just how you established yourself. So kudos to you, and kudos to your village and your tribe, okay? Because you guys are doing it. But before you leave me tonight, can you just share with my audience, you know, how can we help you in this next chapter of your journey as an artist?
Ooh, that's a good one. Well, of course, by, you know, following me on social media and keeping up, you know, sharing your posts, all that type of stuff. But I also would say listening to the music, because I think it's like it's when you're listening, I'm able to see and I'm able to collect the data of what is hitting, what is resonating, you know what I mean? And it gives me the data I need for the future and what I want to do better the next time, or like, oh, people really like the sound of this one, so maybe I need to like pull more beats in that sounds like this, you know? So just honestly, like just listening, it'll just allow me to like get the data that I need to see like, okay, where we headed, you know?
That's right. Oh, and we shout out to MH. He is tuning in. Shout out to Eastside Certified. He said he needs the music.
I'm coming. I'm sending it over.
It's so funny. Look, it's so funny, MH, because I told her, I said, hey, I was like, I literally was telling my friend about you. So I am we are excited to help your music to even circulate out here in the Chicagoland area. Because what did I ask you before we got on live? I was like, so
you told me how I sound like it has a Chicago feel to it.
Yeah, I'm hearing a little bit of Midwest. So I'm seeing Cali, but I'm hearing Midwest. I love that. So look, before you leave, let everybody know again how they can follow you, and just this is your time. Let my people know what they need to know.
Okay, so my name is Shatori Shanelle, and I'm literally the same across all platforms. So it's no different kind of spellings. It's the same on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. And I do want to say that if you do follow me, yes, I do. Music is the main thing, but you'll also get some uplifting things too, like, therapy and things that, I go through like that. Cause I really do try to be an inspiration, because I do feel like God is just using music to share my testimony, so it's not necessarily always going to be just music. It's also me sharing my experiences, my grief, and things that I've gone through that'll hopefully uplift you. So that is what I want y'all to know.
Look, thank you again for coming on. I have enjoyed our time.
Me too.
Locked in. So when you have the stuff, girl, send me the music. We will absolutely we got to work together. Like I tell them, my independent artists, and even me, like, look, they don't know me in Cali, and they getting to know you out here in the area. So we locked in.
We are locked. We so locked in. Anything that God gives me, I'm gonna be like, okay. So do you know her right here? Because this was the first. You won't always be able to say I was first.
Okay, like that makes me feel so good. And when you come to Chicago, girl, you let me know when you want to. We need a Cali invade, Chi-Town.
Yes.
Invade Cali. Yes. Let's get it together. look, we'll be chatting offline about that one.
Yes.
Thank you again. And look, don't be a stranger.
I won't. I promise. I promise. You could be like, Shatori, I need you in December. I'm coming.
We gonna talk then, okay? Well, look, have a good one. And look, we will talk next time. Y'all make sure y'all support my girl.
Bye.
Bye. I told y'all we was gonna enjoy everything. Like, oh, I love it. What's up, Kim? Kim G in the building. Jocelyn, thank you so much for tuning in and for tagging Shatori's people. Y'all, look, stream back outside, baby. I'm gonna leave her information up. I gotta pay some bills real quick, and when I come back, we're gonna hop into tonight. Hate it and love it. And man, it's been a long time. I just feel like, where do we even start? What do we do? I'm so excited to talk to y'all. We'll be right back after this break.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health. Be sure to shop Pretty Curvy Savage, where style meets comfort, and you can be bold and be fierce. This plus-size clothing line is everything that you need in your closet, ladies. So be sure to visit prettycurvysavage.com and use promo code MzMetchi10 for your special discount. Okay, bye. All right, y'all. It's time for Hate It and Love It. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi, and it's time for Hate It and Love It. If you missed my exclusive interview with Shatori Shanelle, please go ahead. I'm going to keep her information up for tonight's segment. Y'all make sure that y'all go and follow her, and of course, stream back outside. Now, Hate it and love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me give y'all some updates because I'm not just gonna slide back in like I didn't take 2 months off. We're gonna talk for real. Now, the last time that I was on with you all, I shared that, it's just like things with the Blueprint Media Company are it's taken off in so many different ways. And I'm really excited for the direction of things. So you all know we've been having a conversation about it because I've been having to prep y'all, but the Blueprint Live, I can't even utter it out of my mouth, but I'm gonna tell y'all for real. We are transitioning. We're pivoting. So, the Blueprint Live, some of your favorite segments, you're going to be able to, of course, find them on the MzMetchi Show because, baby, we just moving in a different direction. And I'm really excited about it. So, these next few or last few rather episodes of the Blueprint Live are, of course, very near and dear to me. And I am, in preparation to kind of have like a nice final taping for this before we move, just move into a different trajectory, quite frankly. So I'm excited about it. Much to I can't even say much to my dismay because I'm so excited for all the things that are going on. Yes, hey Jocelyn, thank you. And what's going my girl? She said, "Hey girlfriend, I miss you. Glad to see you again." I'm glad to be here. Thank you for tuning in, girl. I missed our time that we had on Thursday. So, I don't know if closing out this chapter, if it's a hate it and love it right now. Right now, I'm hating it a little bit, but I'm loving the fact that I finally triumphed my fear of just being successful. Woo! I know that's a mouthful, right? I am ready to build on other things within my business and within my platform, and I'm going to do it with the same level of effort, grit, and tenacity that I did in terms of with this platform. We've been on since January 19th of 2019. It's been a wonderful time. I can't even lie. Like I don't know, life is pretty lit with everything that has come from media. Just from me getting on with y'all every Thursday. There has been so many doors, so many relationships, so many amazing things that have taken place. So I'm excited for where things go next. Okay, so that hate it and love it. My love it is also that season 2 of the MzMetchi Show has wrapped, and I'm gonna go ahead. I can tell y'all here. I was speaking with my comrade today about uh, getting things together for the MzMetchi Show. So we've got some exciting developments with that. But we did wrap season 2. We are, getting the show out there, getting the premise of everything that we're doing out there. Another love it is that even with the Blueprint Live, so I've got tons and tons of episodes, so you all will be able to find the Blueprint Live on Eastside Certified here very soon. We'll be coming on Friday. I believe the time is at 3. Yes, don't give me a line. It's 3 o'clock on Fridays, but we will have that going too. So always super excited to be able to get the brand out and all of those things. And also every person that comes on the show and every story that we tell, it deserves you know that publicity. It deserves that support. So I'm super excited for to have another radio partner on the roster for the Blueprint Live. So it's just like even though we won't be filming a lot of like newer episodes, we the Blueprint Live will always have a home wherever it needs to be. So I'm definitely loving that. The hated it has to have, for me, have been all of these storms. Let me take a sip. I am personally tired of the power going out every 2 seconds. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to do my interview tonight because the power just cut back on maybe a day or so ago. I mean, I'm talking yesterday. Well, I'm talking about a day or so ago. Yesterday, I'm like this is not gonna work. What's happening? It's shutting off the power outside. I mean, Kim G said it best. It looks like Jumanji outside. Hello? Are y'all there? And the comment people are working diligently. You know, we gotta love our people that are making things happen and getting the lights back on, fixing the street lights. It's been a little bit chaotic, especially in the South suburban land, you know, and it, we've never seen destruction like this before. You know, this is some country stuff. We, they got us feeling like we in the country. That's my hated it. That is my hated it. You know, outside of everything else, I'll close out today's hated and love it with the love it being that I love the fact that I was able to take some time off unapologetically and not feeling bad. You know, that is growth for someone like me because I used to beat myself up when I couldn't do the things that I used to do or go at the same pace. And now I am giving myself an unmeasurable amount of grace. And I love that for me, you know, because I would not do that before. I would just push and push and push and push and push. So making the ultimate thing to tell y'all, hey, I'm about to go and enjoy my summer. And then I literally went and did that. And I'm talking about it was nothing to get back in the groove of doing it. But I used to feel bad back in the day when I would have to take a few weeks off or whatever. Now I'm like, hey, I got to go. Bye. I'll see you guys. And this summer has been so fun, minus the weather. She said, yes. She said, yes, rest is important beyond. Like now I can't sacrifice my time for me. And I will pull back whenever it's necessary because, you know, I tell you what, you cannot perform, host, go to work. You can't do anything when you are depleted. You're exhausted all the time. You're overwhelmed, overstimulated, all of the things. It doesn't work in your favor. So the love has just been being able to take that time off and not feeling no way and genuinely delving into it and enjoying myself. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for it. Now, let me tell you, tonight's What Would You Do is off the chain. Off the chain, on the chain. It's a mess, a hot mess. And I can't wait until we get into it. So, right after this break, we're going to go ahead. I need y'all grab your drinks, grab whatever you need, because you're going to need it for this. Right after this break.
Learn more about MzMetchi today. She's an entrepreneur, host of the Blueprint Live, media personality, professional brand ambassador, brand talent manager, commercial real estate professional, event host, beauty and fashion influencer, marketing and promotions professional. Learn more about MzMetchi by visiting MzMetchi.com for more information.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health. Let's get into today's What Would You Do? Where we're talking about real situations with real people and offering real solutions.
Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi, and it's time for tonight's What Would You Do? Let's go ahead and get this on here. And if you haven't already, make sure that you drop your businesses in the comments. Remember, somebody needs what you have to offer. Now, tonight's What Would You Do? Hold on. I got to get double cupped up. I got a little Copajn here. I got a little juice here and some things in here. We got some things going. I'm going to need a little bit of sip for this. Okay. With permission, I was able to share this story. Of course, y'all know I be in all my little groups and stuff. So I have to ask them, like, hey, is you cool if I share this? Are you cool? Because I'm cool. Are you cool? They were cool with it. So here it goes. I walked out on my own wedding after my husband humiliated me in front of everyone. I'm 28 and he's 30. We've been together for 4 years. In all that time, I never once saw him be cruel. Immature sometimes, but never cruel. It started when those cake smash videos went viral. He decided that they were the funniest thing that he had ever seen. I never laughed once. He knew that. He kept showing me the clips anyway. Women in white dresses, their whole day wrecked for a laugh. He knew that I hated them, and he knew why. My family does the cake smash thing. I was 16 and I begged my mother not to, and she promised that she wouldn't. I had my hair done, makeup perfect, blew out my candles, and she shoved cake into my face. A decoration on top caught my forehead and split the skin. It bled. My birthday was over. I hid in my room for the rest of the night. My mother still brings it up and calls me a brat about it. So I told him plainly if he ever did that to me that I was gone. He laughed. I meant every word. He didn't take me seriously for a while. This past weekend was our wedding and everything was perfect. I was happy. He was happy. I felt like a princess. I was so excited for our life to start. We get to the cake. I turn to him. He scoops up a big fistful and smashes it in my face. Everything went slow for a second. He's laughing, and you know what he said? You should see your face. And he kept laughing. Some of the room laughed, of course, mostly my family. I turned and I walked. He realized I was leaving and grabbed my arm and told me I was being extra in front of everyone. I pushed him off and called a cab. Half the room followed me out, telling me to come back inside, not to ruin the night. But not one of them asked, was I okay? I went home and packed everything that I could, and I'm currently at a friend's house. Here's what I keep circling back. My family does this to me. They always have, and he knew that. He did it in spite of them laughing. He didn't do it in spite of them laughing. He did it for them. He looked out at a room full of people who spent my whole life telling me to lighten up and pick their side over mine on a day that was supposed to be about us. Both families are blowing up my phone and saying he's a good man and it was just a joke. I'm childish, I'm dramatic, and a brat. Whew. He's been calling nonstop. Like I'm the one that did something wrong. Okay. I still love him, and that's what I can't forgive myself for. What would you do in this situation? Stay gone or go back and make your marriage work? This. This is rough. This is rough. This one has me. This one has me a little stressed out but not really. Now I'm not gonna lie. It might seem strong, but maybe I'm dramatic because I don't think that she was being dramatic in this situation personally. It's very, very important in I think any relationship. It goes outside of just your romantic relationship. We want to be mindful of the people that we are in relationships with. Okay, so even if this were a friend or, I mean, whatever. If someone tells you that something is deeply unsettling to them, I think at any level you should be at a place to kind of like receive that and not add on to their trauma, you know. And sometimes when I see those videos where like the guys get real violent, I mean, it's almost as if they just want to humiliate their spouse that they just married. Kudos to you, sis, for kind of walking away on the first instance, because when you let certain things slide in terms of your boundaries, you find that those boundaries continue to be tested over and over and over again. So with this situation, yeah, I mean, of course the love is still there. I mean, this is somebody, you married him at the end of the day, so we know that you love him. But I think that, so I don't think that the love is the question in this situation. Is more so about like, are you getting the respect, and does this person see you and hear you? Because I tell you what, yeah, around the time I was getting married, I think that was probably a joke. I mean, like Anthony, like, oh, I'm gonna, it was never like I'm gonna smash a cake, but he knows his wife, right? So my husband knows not to do no stuff like that to me because I don't even like messy stuff. Like I don't even like when crumbs get around my mouth or like the sauce spill out and it's dripping. I don't even like stuff like that. So you smashing the cake in my face after money has been exchanged? Because let me be clear. Money has been exchanged. I don't care, even if I didn't spend, even if it was his money. You're still not about to smash a cake in my face when you know. And then what she went through was traumatic. Her family smashed cake in her face and it cut her head. And she told her husband this, and he still decided to do that anyway. Sis, all I'm gonna tell you in this situation, as far as tonight, what would you do? You've already left, right? You already got out of there. Because you recognized immediately, like, hey, he was willing to push the one boundary. He was willing to test you on probably the one thing that you told him you weren't going for. That's information. Information. How are y'all feeling about this one? I mean, do you think that she was, dramatic? Because I know when I got married, I definitely told my husband, I'm like, you better not smash no cake in my face. But did he still proceed to take a little bit and like put it on me? I was like, I don't like this, but I'm gonna allow it. Because it wasn't like Anthony didn't just like smear it on my face. He just put like a little bit on the side. He might have licked it off. I don't know. I was like, I like it, don't like it. Okay. She said, nah, sis, doing right because it'll only get worse. And honestly, that's how I feel about it. I think that with this situation, he kind of, he was showing his respect line, I think, with the situation. And again, this is information. You have to be able to look at this and just figure out, like, hey, am I okay with this? Like, what's going on here? It's too much. It's too much. So, yeah, in this situation, sis, I don't think that you're being dramatic. I actually think that you made the best move according to your own standards. It's different if you were doing it because someone else was like, oh my goodness, he smashed cake on you. You should leave. This is based off your own standards. And I think that sometimes what we have to do as women, and all of us at some point, not all of us, a great deal of us have experienced where we knew better and we chose. We still kind of leaned in because we were trying to give things a chance, and it still turned out to be just as crappy as if we would have just let it go at the first instance. So I do think that him testing the one thing that he knew that you were absolutely not with, I wouldn't go back because it sets the precedent that you're okay with your boundaries being not only just ignored, but just completely not even considered. Like, I don't even think that there was any consideration. So, yes. Oh, I miss you too. Thank you. Oh, I'm tender, girl. I'm so tender. So that's why I'm at with the what would you do? You all let me know what you're thinking. I don't know. I think she made the right move, personally. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. We'll be right back.
Be sure to shop Pretty Curvy Savage, where style meets comfort, and you can be bold and be fierce. This plus-size clothing line is everything that you need in your closet, ladies. So be sure to visit prettycurvysavage.com and use promo code MzMetchi10 for your special discount. Okay, bye.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. message from the
Time to get into what's happening and what's up in these streets. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. Now, what's happening? What's up? Okay, I've been talking to you all about these storms. Earlier this week, they believed that it was 2 tornadoes that touched down, but this morning, the National Weather Service confirmed that Tuesday morning storm brought on 5 tornadoes. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5. For the man from the 5th floor, okay? It's a lot. It was a lot, y'all. We over here getting tore up like we never got tore up before. It's still lights and things that are out. I woke up this morning and the lights, after they were off for 36 hours, they had cut back off and then cut back on. It's a lot going on. Keep us in your thoughts and prayers, okay? Because we pray for Oklahoma and all the places that receive inclement weather like this. We were not prepared. Now, in light of that, naturally with great storms and damage comes great cleanups that are needed, from trees that are down, wires, different things. And there are people that are taking the time. Well, people are going through some really tough times right now, trying to fix and restore their homes, dwellings, businesses, all of these things. And then scammers are posing as contractors and people that can actually help those in need, They're posing as these people, taking the money and not even doing the work. How? When things look like the Walking Dead outside, do you sit in your home that probably does not have lights or anything like that and decide that you want to scam people? It's a difference from being real, like, just kind of cruel and different things to just being plain out wicked. Moving along. So y'all know Caroline Leavitt. Oh my goodness. Have y'all been seeing the stuff that's been going on with the White House? Y'all know we like to talk politics, but we like to talk about it like it's tea. Okay. So Trump ends up sending his staff and everybody on a decoy plane that apparently was going to be in some chaos, calamity, and confusion. You catching my drift? Let's go. Shortly thereafter, Caroline, she let everybody know that she's stepping down from her role as the press secretary. She lasted longer than I thought she would have. Well, let me be clear. No shade, no tea, girl. Because the way that they were tearing her down from when she first got on our television screen, I said I give it 90 days. She did pretty good. She is leaving. Now, I do wonder what happens after that. She wasn't very nice to the press. They don't like the press. I'm like, who does? But okay. Moving along. Now, I don't mean to be the one to, bring up things to make you all worry, but have you all been hearing about the Ebola outbreak in Congo? It's now spread to a 6th province in Congo, and yeah, Ebola. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Now, I know you all remember Luigi, the one that's currently locked up due to the fatal shooting of the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, in New York. And it's crazy to think that 2 years have gone by since this particular case. But it has been reported that he is expected to plead guilty to federal stalking charges in relation to this. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this plays out this Friday, which is when he is expected to plead guilty. Definitely will be keeping you all posted on that. And we're going to have to discuss it when we come back next week. Okay. Now, I don't know if you all are going to take this news and what you're going to do with it, but I'm just here to share it with you. This week, the FDA released a statement assuring Americans that they can feel confident again in eating fresh produce. As the Cyclospora outbreak linked to iceberg lettuce, they're saying that it's okay. It's been all of the Cyclospora has been removed from the market. They say that it's okay for us to eat salad and do all of the things that we were doing before. And I'm like, do y'all know how much I've been wanting the summer and berry salad? And I have been scared, terrified. A wrap. Can I have a chopped salad, please? Yeah, so the FDA is assuring us that it's good to go. You guys can eat lettuce again. How are y'all feeling about that? I'm going to let you guys eat the first set of lettuce. And then I'll come in on the back end. I'm happy to do that. But yeah, I don't know. You guys let me know what's happening and what's up in your area. What's going on? What's going on? I have to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to close out with our topic of the night. Be right back.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl, MzMetchi, checking in, reminding you to shop my exclusive collection, Lavish Looks by MzMetchi, where we've got shades and everything that you need to look fly. Oh, and we also offer accessories. So ladies, put a little bit of razzle dazzle in your collection today. Be sure to shop with me and follow on social media at Lavish Looks by MzMetchi. Grab your products today at MzMetchi.com/shop. Be sure to shop Pretty Curvy Savage, where style meets comfort, and you can be bold and be fierce. This plus-size clothing line is everything that you need in your closet, ladies. So be sure to visit prettycurvysavage.com and use promo code MzMetchi10 for your special discount. Okay, bye. Now it's time for the Blueprint Live's topic of the day. Let's get into it.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna rock with it. Wish you well by Shatori Shanelle. And it's a vibe. Oh, y'all. And I don't want no Chicago artist being like, you don't know play none of my stuff. Y'all don't send it like that. It's not worthy. I'm just joking. It's worthy. All music is worthy. Anyway, y'all make sure that y'all go and stream back outside. Now, tonight's topic. So I felt like it was just so. Let me tell you. It's just, I've been in this transitional stage with a lot of things. I really have. Where I'm learning so much. I am doing things differently, establishing better boundaries, being a little bit more disciplined, like all of the things, right? And I'm excited for that. And it just, I found that in doing, in being in this transitional phase of my life right now, that it's just certain things that I'm doing differently and things that I'm not going for. So I just thought that maybe I would share my list with y'all and y'all could share y'all list with me and we can bring it together. But I had a few things that kind of came up for me as I was thinking about tonight's topic of things I'm not going for ever again. So let's be real. These are things that I think in the past I have gone for and I'm just not anymore. And it's kind of sad. Let's not sad, but it's a real thing when you can look and just be like, man, you know what? I wasn't handling myself accordingly in situations. So one of the ones for me was I found myself in a place where I felt like I was reminding those around me to consider me and not taking in the fact that, and not so much that I wasn't considering myself, but like I kept on trying to get the same folks like consider me, think about me, be intentional, do all of that. That's just not something I'm doing anymore. Spending time alone
sometimes when you have to sit in your own stuff, that's why it's like today's conversation when I was talking with Shatori, and we just, even before we hopped on, we were talking about the project and some of the themes that came up. It was just a solid reminder for me that it's just like, hey, some of these things that you may seek outwardly, give them to yourself, and then it won't feel so stark when you don't get it elsewhere, right? Along with that is definitely something that I would do is overcompensate for other people's lack of effort. So I was the one that was constantly filling the gaps, closing those gaps, when they would appear. And I am done with overcompensating, because what people don't tell you about overcompensating is that you will burn out relatively quickly when you do that. So I am learning to pace myself and also to genuinely match energy. Another thing, I had a situation I want to share with you all that was very interesting, and we're gonna go there. I'm not gonna, again, y'all know we talk about real situations, but I try not to blast anybody on the show. Let me pull this. Y'all know I like to play up in my curls, but I had a situation where it was someone that I connected with, and at first in talking to them, it seemed as if it was I guess reciprocal at that time. So, but then it changed very quickly, where whenever this person, we would talk or would get on the phone or have some type of communication, it was just like they're dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping. In this particular situation that happened, I had already reached my capacity. I've been dealing with my own set of I won't call them issues, challenges. And this person was calling, and I knew that when they were calling, they wanted to dump, and I didn't have capacity. Things I'm not going for is doing things when I'm outside of my capacity limits. But I digress. So when I finally did circle back, and I said, I had space at that moment. I'm like, I've got space to talk. They went into this conversation still talking about themselves. Okay, cool. And then we got to the topic of talking about infertility, in which, for those that are following me on the show, you all know. Hi, Justin. How you doing? For those that follow me on the show, you all know my journey in terms of that. And so when we got to this part of the conversation, now they were talking about someone that's significantly younger than me, kind of, having some things on the table that were a little bit problematic, right? And this is a story that I know all too well. If you all, again, have been following my journey, you know what it is that I'm dealing with. So even though I was at my capacity, and I didn't have it. I didn't have all of it to really give at that time. I still, in that moment, when this person was talking to me about something that I absolutely relate to, I said, hey, I completely understand that. It's terrifying. Don't play with me like you can't tell the difference. It's a lot. And they told me like, well, no, like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but this person is only this amount of years old. So, to basically kind of diminish the trauma and the things from my perspective, because I'm older, as if that loss of fertility or anything is different because of ages. Justin, you know what? Not tonight, but let's connect offline. I'd love to chat with you and see what you got going on. Let's see how we can work. But yeah, so this situation happened, and things I'm not going for. So let me tell you, it had me flaming hot when that person said it to me. So much to the point that I had to immediately terminate that call. I said, hey, I'll call you back. I'm like, I can't. And that person, unfortunately, is so self-centered that they will never be able to even understand where they had that whole thing messed up. But I'm like, to literally try to diminish my experience, no. So the things that I'm not going for as far as in that situation, for one, is that you can't always call and dump on me and never ever have space for what it is that I need to. Guess what? We all have a little wagon of things that we are carrying around, be it grief, be it heartbreak, be it financial struggles, mental or emotional things, whatever it is, everybody's got something in their wagon. Okay.
Weeks, did a couple tweets, got a couple keys, I got a time zone. Even if I spend $100.
So you can't just come and dump your stuff all the time. All the time. You cannot come and dump on MzMetchi, and then you don't never have space for a reciprocal conversation. And then when you finally make space, you still make it about yourself. You ever met someone or met people that they try to make their pain weigh what your pain is, and it's just like, why are we in competition? This is traumatic for the both of us. And are you okay?
She's still running them now. No, she's not talking.
Things I'm not going for, because I almost cussed her ass out. I gotta be honest, but I refrain, because things I'm not going for again is raising my blood pressure and stepping outside of my character for people that don't understand, people that don't have the mental or emotional depth or fortitude to understand their place in the relationship. Moving along. Things I'm not going for ever again is confusing history with obligation. Just because we have historical data does not mean I am obligated to put up with what you are presently doing. If it doesn't work anymore, it just doesn't work. Something else that I used to do was explain my boundaries and my rules of the road of how I do things in my life with people until I felt like that they agreed or understood. I don't need you to understand my boundaries of where it is that I'm coming from for me to come from there. Okay. I'm also taking myself off of the emergency contact list for people in my life that I can't, they don't even call me to see if I am okay.
They gotta paste it back and forth.
I'm gonna get through the rest of these. And the other one is treating ambiguity like it's my responsibility to solve. You ever have people that leave gaps intentionally in communication and you find yourself closing it? Stop doing that. Okay. Another one that was really, really big for me was giving premium access to folks that were only providing basic effort. You'll be surprised when you really sit and you take stock and inventory of how much effort you're giving out versus how much you're getting back. Okay. The biggest thing, and I touched on this a little bit on tonight's Hate It and Love It, was I'm no longer pouring from myself until I'm completely empty, right? I'm keeping some things in the reserves. I'm keeping things in the reserves, pretty much. I know I'm no longer going to zero. I'm not, as my girlfriend would say, she's like, I'm maxing out my character today. I'm like, and I am not. But we do it sometimes, but I try not to make a habit of that because you burn out quickly from those things. And, you know, one of the things that has come up is assuming that love, care, and affection has to look identical to how I give it or my thoughts and views of it. I am learning to, I guess, translate some of the love that's given to me in the different ways, even if I don't 100% understand. It's a nice place to be in, you know? Like, not trying to control things. I'm not going for trying to control things anymore. I'm letting things happen and letting it unfold as it should. And there's some worry there. There's some grief. There's some pain. It is what it is. But we're still moving forward. And I want to know, what are some things that you are never going for again that maybe you went for in your past? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to take a quick break and we're going to close out with tonight's quote of the night and wrap this thing on up. Be right back. Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Thank you so much for all of my listeners for tuning in. And now it's time for the quote of the night.
I'm trying to figure out, can y'all hear me? Look, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Why the commercials wasn't playing? Like, what is the problem here? It's on 100. Well, look, in light of some of the things that have been going on with the weather and all of those things, I did want to just give a quote as just some type of inspiration for anyone that might need it tonight. So for the quote of the night, let's go ahead and jump in as we close out for tonight's show. We don't experience the same rain. Some have umbrellas, some have roofs, and some only have themselves. That's why we should be kinder, slower to judge, and quicker to understand. You'll never know how heavy someone's rain is until you stood where they are. If it's raining for the people around you, shield them if you can. Shield them if you must, right? But we don't know what's going on with people, so we owe it to not only ourselves but just to the world around us to just be a little bit nicer to each other in this season. Okay, I hope y'all take that word and it stays with you. Now, of course, I have to thank y'all for tuning in with me as I make my way back, okay, as we get ready to enjoy the last of the Blueprint Live as you know it. I love y'all so much. Shout out to my special guest. Okay, shout out to Shatori Shanelle. She is really, really dope. Y'all make sure y'all support her and definitely stream Back Outside, the entire album. Like, y'all, it's available everywhere. It's a dope ass project. I'm so excited for her and just all of her success. Shorty got bars for real, for real. She really, really does. Y'all go and listen. Okay, y'all go and listen and go and support her. And if you haven't already, make sure that you're following me, your girl, MzMetchi, and the Blueprint Media Company everywhere at the BP Media Co. And of course, shout out to my amazing sponsors, Live Long Health, Copajn Vodka, Pretty Curvy Savage, and Fiya Infusions. Now, we're so excited with our radio partners. You all know that you can catch it on Fluent Media Network, Philly Jams 95.3 and Indy 101.5, and now Eastside Certified. So super excited for that. I will, of course, be back with next week's guest, and we'll have all of the things. All of that promo will go out soon. But I love y'all like always. Hold on, who in the comments? What y'all talking about? Follow my great sis. Come on now, and y'all follow Kim G, because that's my great sis too. Okay, I love y'all, and until next time, bye.
Thank you for tuning into the Blueprint Live. I'm your girl, MzMetchi. Make sure that you're following me on all platforms at MzMetchi and at the BP Media Co. See y'all next week. Okay, bye.